Hey guys, Alex Jebailey here at the stage of CEO Dreamland. This is our first, Smash celebration and platformers here at Dreamland here in Orlando, Florida. And over the years, CEO, we always like to do a cool little production and see what we can come up with. So with the name Dreamland, we thought it was very suited for one of the most popular stages in every Smash game. And one thing over the years, people always said, like, why hasn't somebody built a full-size, Dreamland set or a Whispy tree? And that's where I was like, time to do that with Dreamland. So right away, I was like, how the hell do I build something like this? Where do I even find it? I've never seen anybody, try to build something this grand scale. And that's where my buddy right here came in.
Hello, I'm Spider. I am a former scenic fabricator for the theme parks here in Orlando. Helped build Gods and Monsters, big 20,000 square foot giant toy store and comic shop in the area here. Yep. Did a little work all over the place. So, yeah.
Yeah, so Gods and Monsters, I actually used to host some CEO locals there. And I've actually known your wife, Crystal, for many years. She would always come to the CEO events and stuff. And then when I went in there, I saw, like, who designed all this stuff? You did, like, the wall murals and some of the props. And right away, I was like, if I want to build a Whispy tree, who's the guy I talk to? And that's where I first hit up Crystal. I'm like, hey, Crystal, could you talk to Spyro with me, see what kind of time? I think I reached out to you, like, 3 months ago. February. So I reached out to him like, hey, can you do this? How long is it going to take? What's it going to cost, obviously? And, I'm like, whatever it takes, just make this quality. And then, when I first asked you the idea, what was the first thought that went on your mind? Showing you the picture, what's the first thing you think about as a designer? How do I come up with this?
Well, a lot of people come to me with costumes or props or some sort of item that they want from some sort of 2D medium. They come to me and they want a video game character, an anime character, cartoons of some kind, comics. And the first thing that pops into my head when I'm given a design like that is how to convert it into 3 dimensions. And then how you want to approach that. I have some clients that want, they want it through the lens of reality. So they'll watch their favorite anime and things are kind of tuned up or stylized in some form or another, but they want the real world interpretation of it. I've got some people that want it lifted exactly off the screen. We put, with cell shading and like blocky shapes to it. So that's usually my first consideration is which way is it going to go?
Right. Like I said, I have no design skills whatsoever. Like, how do you make this? Obviously, a stump, the base to make it look, and then and I remember you sent me the items list at the end of it, like, and I'm seeing like things I've never heard of, just how to create it. Talk about like what were the hardest pieces to kind of get, or is it as a designer, for people that understand how this gets put together, is it easy for you to just like find where to get these materials?
Yes and no. Sometimes there's a lot of lateral thinking that goes into this stuff, a lot of like creative problem solving. There's no standard SOP for how to build a Whispy tree. Now you go to the theme parks and they have a recipe list for how to build a velociraptor.
Right.
Because 20, 30 people have done it. So this sort of thing, there's like a lot of trial and error. Just from, I've been working on stuff like this since 2012. So I've got enough experience to know how I would attack certain shapes and certain items, how I would make it do certain things. I'd say the most difficult process arises when you know that something has to be built a certain way or with a certain material, and on paper how it's going to go. Yeah. But you've never put your hands on that material before. So like chicken wire. Chicken wire is kind of like Play-Doh, A 5-year-old could use it, but it would take like a master to actually know how to sculpt something with it.
Right. Yeah. And then how many hours did it take you to put this thing together? Did you track that, or you're just like, you know what, I'm free tonight, I'm going to do this? And do you like, when you design stuff, do you kind of, I know because with clients, you tell them how many hours you put into it, but like for a project like this, did you like get home, start the timer, get to work, shut it off when you're done?
Well, I know what my days off are, so I give myself about, like a 10-hour work day. I just go back and be like, so I know I worked Monday and Tuesday, right, and then Monday and Tuesday, and then Monday and Tuesday, and then here or there if I, made a call or drove somewhere out,
right,
make a note of it.
And the cool thing is this is just 3 big pieces, so very easy to, with a truck to transport. Sure. Take the top off, the foliage, the stump, or the trunk, and then obviously the base, which I really like the base. It's very sturdy. What you can't see right now is there is actually why don't you tell them what's inside the mouth?
There is a high-powered squirrel cage, they call them. It's a, you ever have like one of those Dyson blowers in your bathroom, in the men's rooms? It's just really a high-velocity focused blast of air. So he actually blows.
That's awesome. Yeah. So yeah, he blows wind out of there. We might have some cool stuff coming out of it this weekend and stuff. Easiest part to this, the hardest part. Let's go with the easiest.
The easiest part was the trunk, because something like this, it's actually construction styrofoam. Now, you go anywhere in this country now and you see columns in front of houses, you see weird archways, things like that. They've got CNC routers in almost every city now.
Right.
So I call them up, I tell them I need a cylinder this big with this much hard coat on it, and then they just send it to me.
Cool.
And then I got to start sculpting on top of it.
And then the hardest part.
The hardest part, fiberglassing. Any fiberglassing. I feel like every time it's not a fun material. I feel like every time I mix that resin, I'm taking about 10 years off my life.
Yeah, you were telling me that. So, but yeah, and people were like, Alex, what are you going to do with this afterwards? Your day job, obviously, you do a lot of things, but Gods and Monsters is actually going to be cool enough to let us hold on to this.
Big atrium right now in their new location, so they're looking to fill it up with anything strange we got.
Yeah, awesome. So yeah, guys, this is the Whispy Tree. Going to have our good buddy Funky P, who's recording us, step back a little bit, show you the whole grand scale of it. But man, Spider, I was really happy with this, really impressed. People already coming up to me and go, oh my God, that's so awesome. So next we're going to try to elevate and put the commentators on the big ledges up top. But yeah, thank you so much, man. And really proud of what you did, man. It came out really awesome. So thank you, of course.